Number 3, The Watch with Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I saw it by myself, by the way.
Yeah, you would.
I love to go to
the only thing I enjoyed in this film was Richard Ayoade. I thought he was funny.
Wait, is he the Indian guy?
He's black. Yeah, but I'm glad you think he's Indian.
But he played an Indian guy.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, that's true.
So, anyway, as you can see, equal opportunity offender on this show. But I will say I enjoyed I did not enjoy the film, excuse me. I was trying to be nice. I did not enjoy the film, but I enjoyed him and Billy Crudup. Those were the only 2 things. I mean, if you could watch a movie that was more about product placement, I don't think you can. Because that's all this film seemed to be about, and made up problems. And you know it's bad when you think that, whoa, Vince Vaughn is really over the top here. So, and of all his films. But, I mean, it was another film that I just felt like didn't really need to be made. There was no point except to put these comic actors all together and see what would happen. And what would happen? A very middle-of-the-road comedy with an extraterrestrial plot that really wasn't needed. So it was just like, maybe if, you know, we could rewrite it, or like this seemed like a first draft, where it's like, we have a script, but it's shitty, so hey guys, just improvise all of your scenes and let's see what happens. You know, it was like there was an outline but no script.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. And I love that everything was going down at Costco's.
Yes, that wasn't big enough of product placement.
Yeah, now that you said it, I'm like, wait, that's totally a
That's exactly why I didn't like, one of the reasons I didn't like it. Number 2, Piranha 3DD. It's the sequel to Piranha 3D that came out last year that only brings back Ving Rhames in a cameo.
Wait, triple D's?
2 Ds. Yeah, I don't know where the triple was coming. But, like, talk about D's. But anyway, but this film, it's bad. You know it's bad when David Hasselhoff is the star playing himself. So this film's horrible. The last one was campy. This is campy, but campy bad, not in a good way. And it's a shame because I like the actress Danielle Panabaker. I was rooting for David Hasselhoff to be good at something. And, you know, Ving Rhames is good in his little cameo. And Paul Scheer returns from the original back in this film playing a different character. Those are the only interesting scenes. There's some interesting deaths, but really the only reason to see this film is to see jiggling breast, to tell you the truth, because that's how poor the film is. And that's the only good distraction in the film, and it wasn't distracting enough to make me like the film. But number 1 is actually a movie that maybe only played a few theaters and went straight to home video. High School, starring Adrian Brody, or Adrian, you should fire your agent at this point, Brody. Because it's about a kid who's an overachiever, and of course the one day he decides to take a risk and smoke a joint is the day his school decides to do mandatory drug testing. So what's his plan? To make the whole school high so they can't tell who's high. And Adrian Brody is the crazy white Rastafarian crazy drug dealer who he steals all the weed from. And Michael Chiklis is in the film as the villain. And I mean, he affects this really bad upper crust accent that is horrible. He might as well be twirling his mustache and the bad toupee he wears in the film. It's just bad. Trust me, you can skip it. Sorry it's not the big revelatory, you know, like John Carter, Battleship, or Cloud Atlas. But, you know, that was, without a doubt, the worst film I saw. And since I saw it on video on demand, I did pay to see it, so it does count.
Well, you do make it sound a lot more interesting.
No, trust me, it's not. I make it sound interesting because when you watch it, all the interest goes out. Hearing all the things I just said, that's how it was told to me when I was reading about the film. Because it, unfortunately, had not gone to reviewers since it went to video on demand. So I said, let me take a chance. And I was like, I made a mistake. Huge one. So, that is it for the worst of the list. But stay tuned because the next episode will be the best of 2012 list if you're watching these in the proper order. If not, you've seen my best of list and that was my worst of list. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment. Tell us what you think about the shows or what you don't like.
That would be very helpful to us.
What you don't like about the shows.
And what do you think about the new edition?
She's not going to be in every episode. Don't worry. So for some episodes, I will get a little more serious. But here, it's end of the year. I figured let me have a co-host so I could bounce some of my ideas off of. So it's not just, number 20, this. Number 19, this. So... as always, okay, that ends our business for this week, but always remember, there's always unfinished business to be finished and done. You know.
What he said.
But first, I must ask you, have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
You ask that like every time.
I know, it's my calling card.
Okay.
If not, why not? Because it's fucking awesome. But also... since this was the worst of the show, I gotta recommend you guys something worth going to see. So, have you seen...
Drum roll, please.